Hey, it's Alpha Bob. And this is a start to my new video series, Alpha Bob's Adventures in Wormholes. I am also testing out a new fit that was suggested by a viewer. This is an Imicus Navy issue, an explorer ship that can carry drones and combat probes. This should add to our flexibility of having fun in wormholes. Now we look for a system where we might find a wormhole to explore. Here in JITA, I use the agency window to search for a system with a good number of cosmic signatures. I set my destination to a system with 4 signatures. Not seeing anything better, I'm on my way. Here we are, with the wormhole scanned down. I warp to this while I continue to scan.
Active.
In high security, you are relatively safe, so I warp directly to the wormhole. Once there, open up the info window to see what kind of wormhole it is. We are looking for unknown space that is not dangerous or deadly. This one is good, so we are going to jump through this gate. Remember, you have 60 seconds of safety after jumping through any gate, so take your time before making any moves. Jumping into a new wormhole, always bookmark your exit point. I always use the word home to mark my exit. Next, check out the D-scan. Nothing showing here, but remember, in wormholes no one shows up in local chat, so assume there is someone cloaked next to your ship. It's this paranoia that will keep you alive. We must make a bookmark to stay safe. Anywhere else, and a hunter will quickly find you and kill you. Also, if your starting wormhole is only a few jumps from JITA, do not hack here. Wormholes near to JITA will more often be camped by cloaky ships.
Warpdrive active.
Okay, at this bookmark I'm mostly safe, but since I'm an alpha player, I can't cloak up. So any hunter out there can use combat probes to find my ship. This is why it's important to spam the D-scan. But I will teach you a better way to stay safe. Don't stay still too long at your bookmark. Instead, fly directly up or down with your Microwarpdrive on. A good hunter can use his D-scan to locate your ship to a small region of space, and then combat scan your ship with only one scan. Those combat probes will only be visible on D-scan for about 5 seconds, so it's easy to miss them. Plus, if you do see the probes, that hunter will already be in warp to your location. To be safe, you need to D-scan every 3 seconds and warp out quickly. This is way too stressful, so Alpha Bob has you covered. With flying up or down fast, if you do get combat scanned, by the time the hunter warps to that location, your ship will be over 50 kilometers away, and you can warp off to safety. And if the hunter warps to you while he's cloaked in a covert ops ship, he won't be able to catch up to you. Ships move slower when they are cloaked. You may ask, won't my Microwarpdrive make me easier to scan down? Yes, but you need that extra speed. Now back to the task at hand. Here we have found a data site. Since this is so far from a planet or warp gate, I'm pretty sure it's a data site with rats or sleeper ships. Pro tip, the good data and relic sites in wormholes will be close to a planet. The bad data and relic sites will be level 3 and start with the words unsecured or unforgiven. If you warp to one of these sites, you will see rats on grid, but you can quickly warp away. Notice that I right-click on the data site and select Ignore Result. This helps to declutter the list of sites. There is a rare ghost site, which shows as a level 3 data site. This site will start with the words Superior Covert. You should not do this site unless you are fully prepared to hack a dangerous ghost site. There is a blueprint drop that can be worth 3 billion ISK, but more likely you will lose your ship. We only have one wormhole to check out. You can fly to each wormhole as you scan them down, but I choose to scan all the sites first. I like to warp 100 kilometers away, just in case there's a ship sitting on the gate. These wormhole gates can go to high, low, null, or wormhole space. When I arrive, I will use the Show Info button to see which type of wormhole this is. This one goes to wormhole space, but it says dangerous. It's a higher class wormhole, C4 or C5. These higher class wormholes don't have the good data or relic sites, so we should just ignore these in our travels. Now I warp directly to my home bookmark, which is the wormhole back to high. It's important to warp to the bookmark of the gate. Warping this way, I will land directly on the gate and I can jump through immediately. When you warp to 0 from a scanned wormhole, it can land 10 kilometers away. You will have to fly to within 5 kilometers before you can jump through the gate, long enough for a hunter to target and kill you. Don't be a target. Back in high, I select to ignore this wormhole and warp to the next one.
Warp drive active.
Notice that I am warping to 0 kilometers, but that is to the warping point, not the wormhole gate. This point is usually within 10 kilometers. Only 4 kilometers away, so I can immediately jump in this case. And it's a good wormhole, so we are good. Remember, the first thing should always be creating a bookmark of your exit point. There are a good number of signatures here, and nothing on D-scan, so I fly 100 kilometers off a planet so I can create a safe bookmark. I like to pick a spot near the middle, so I can watch for activity on my D-scan. We are still in a wormhole with an exit near Jita, so there's a good chance someone is here cloaked up. Since watching me scan sites is boring, I may jump ahead a bit.
Drive active.
Once at your bookmark, fly up or down with your Microwarpdrive on. I decide to fly downward because there are some sights above me. This unsecured data site is the bad kind, so I choose to ignore it. I want to ignore this data site too. Actually, I want to ignore all data sites, so I open up filters and uncheck my data site filter. I use these filters to now only see wormholes and relic sites. Once a cosmic signature is scanned to 25%, it won't show up if it doesn't match my filters. A level 3 relic site, since it's far off a planet, it's probably the bad kind.
Active.
Yep, forgotten relic site, bad. I'm now flying to check out a wormhole. Most of your time in wormholes is scanning down signatures. This wormhole goes to low security space. I bookmark this wormhole as low. Low security is a good place to find more wormholes. After a bit more scanning, I decide to walk through the low security wormhole.
Drive active.
Even here, I bookmark my exit. This also helps scanning. I can ignore this signature. A few moments later, I find a wormhole. I'm looking for leads to unknown space without the words dangerous or deadly. But notice this says, reaching the end of its natural lifetime. This means it can close within 4 hours. If you want to return back through this gate later on, don't jump through a wormhole that could close in a few minutes. But since I'm adventuring and will log out inside a wormhole, I decide to jump through. As usual, I bookmark my exit point.
Warpdrive active.
Scanning ahead, we see a relic site. Now I'm ready to hack. I start to cargo scan all the containers. This one is 30 million ISK. I immediately fly towards it. Starting the hack. This one looks easy. Lots of spots with the rule of 6. We can ignore that virus, it's within 8 spots of the start. This one we have to remove now. We use the shield tool and the wrench to restore some health. 2 mistakes are made here. Failed this hack. I think that could have been avoided. Second attempt at this 30 million ist. Always kill these spiders first. And another one. Use the wrench to restore health. Yay, the core. Success. We now warp away to safety.
Warp drive active.
In Wormholes, you should cherry-pick sites often. Don't waste time on low-value cans, and don't give a hunter extra time to kill you. We now warp to our safe bookmark, where you can log out when you're done. For now, Alpha Bob says goodbye. And of course, happy hacking.